So what's the difference between apologetics and evangelism? Of course, there is some difference. We have two different words, but there's also a lot of overlapping. Evangelism is, of course, about sharing the gospel and communicate it and help people to receive the gospel. So we work as evangelists. An apologist wants also to communicate the gospel, but add some dimension, not to the content of the gospel, because that's always the same, it's the New Testament content, but an apologist adds arguments and put the message maybe in contrast to the alternatives. So apologetics in relationship to non-Christians becomes a form of persuasive evangelism. Now there are many different forms of evangelism. You can give your testimony, which will be a much more personal evangelism, what God has been doing in your life. You can share an experience, and that is very important. That's one sort of evangelism. Persuasive evangelism is when you argue also for the truth of the gospel, philosophically or historically, to show that we have good reasons to believe that the gospel is true, that Jesus is the Son of God, that God raised him from the dead, and so on. In terms of apologetics for the Christian, because apologetics is both for the non-Christians and for the Christians. For the Christians, it's about helping them to see the solid foundation we have for our faith. Maybe we have come to faith without any form of apologetics. Most Christians through world history have come to faith without apologetics. So you have a faith in God, you have a faith in Jesus Christ, you have trust the Bible, but actually you don't know why. Then apologetics come in as a tool to help you to see there are actually a good foundation, a solid foundation for what you already believe. And that in turn can strengthen the belief you already have.